In my life, I have seldom said something along the lines of, I wish I had said this, or I wish I had said that. I am blessed and cursed with a quick response and a lack of judgment that has often made friends, neighbors, family members, relatives, coworkers, bosses, and certainly when I was in the office in the Army, made all those who outranked me, and everybody outranked me, made me less than their favorite. When I was in Vietnam, my last 2 months, I was in the rear. I had been in the field, and I was in the rear. Sorry, what's the phone? And being in the rear was very different than being in the field. And I was glad to be back there, and I did my best to miss the helicopter back to the field every chance I could get. I was not a good soldier. This was back when they had a civilian army, and I got the first half of that equation much better than the second half. So the lieutenant, to get me out of his hair, put me on guard duty for like a week at a time, where I'd be on the perimeter of Camp Evans, this large base camp. And he thought it was a punishment, but I loved it. I mean, there I was. I had this bunker. And there were, at night we had 5 guys at the bunker, but 2 of us were there during the day. And the bunker was fortified and it had sandbags. 100 yards out, there was concertina wire, which is like barbed wire, but it has these thin shards of metal. It's more like razor blades on wire than barbed wire. Out there was 100 yards or so out, there was a minefield. We had Cobra helicopters circling around at night, gunships. The artillery had the perimeter of the place, dialed in. So compared to being in the field, I felt very safe and comfortable on guard duty on the perimeter of Camp Evans. And, if anybody approached us from the front, well, you would, you'd shoot at them. But people would sometimes approach you from the side, and if they approached you from the side over here, it could be somebody from the next bunker, one of your friendlies, one of the people on your team, and shooting fellow team members was discouraged. So to take care of that, each night they would give us a different call and response password. And it was always some macho sort of, somebody would approach and I would say strike force, and they would say Iron Raven. It was never periwinkle and crinoline, which I thought would be fine. But it was these macho things. One night I realized I had not been given the call and response password, and I realized this as 2 dark figures were approaching from the right. So now what do I do? I mean, this could turn out badly. I mean, if they have the call and response password and I don't, they could think I'm a bad guy. So so I'm lying down on the top of the bunker, and I went to an oldie but a goodie. Halt, who goes there? And that was okay. And then I said, friend or foe? I don't know. And then, if that wasn't enough, I said, and if you're an E5, a sergeant, or above, you're no friend of mine. Now, why I said that, I don't know. And I could hear them talking, back and forth before I challenged them. And the cadence and everything seemed to be, you can't understand the words, but the cadence and everything, I knew it was English. I challenged them, and then I hear, Crocamo, it's Lieutenant Makey. Oh, it's my lieutenant. And then he said, and I'm with Colonel Osborne. Oh, man, a colonel? So I said, advance and be recognized, sirs. They advanced. And the colonel looks at me, and I've made a great first impression on this man. And he says, son, majors and above always called you son, or a young man, or a soldier. He said, son, you don't seem to take this guard duty very seriously, do you? I said, well, no, sir, I take it very seriously. It's just that I'm used to being in the field, and here we got the barbed wire and the minefield and the gunships going around, and we got 5 people on the perimeter, and we got hand grenades here, we got plenty of ammo. I feel very safe, and maybe I'm a little bit overly casual, but I take it seriously because when you came up and I challenged you, I had the safety off on my weapon. You know, even I could hear you talking and I knew it was English, but I still had the safety off, so I take it seriously. He said, you heard us talking English and you had the safety off? I said, yes, sir. He said, son, next time, I suggest you don't tell a colonel that when you challenge him, you had your safety off on the weapon. And I never did that again. Thank you.